She don't guess, she knows. She don't chase, she builds. Money making, Martine certified, verified, boss mode seal. Talk that strategy, coach that coach. She break it down, level up the whole approach. Certified mind with $1 million view. AI in her pocket, what you trying to do? She the plug, the map, the guide, the lane. Martine got that knowledge in her veins. Coach, now take that note. When she speaks, you better quote that quote. She don't just teach, she upgrade the game. System so smooth, it remembers your name. AI certified, blueprint tight, helping your biz get its money right. She scaled the hustle, automate the stress, turn passion to product and clean up the mess. Queen of conversion, boss of the pitch. You want results, Martine's the switch. She's the coach's coach, and this ain't theory, this is proof. Martine moves in wisdom, and she talks that chalk, that strategy, coach that coach. She break it down, level up the whole approach. Certified mind with $1 million view. AI in her pocket, what you trying to do? She the plug, the map, the guide, the lane. Martine got that knowledge in her veins. Coach a coach, now take that note. When she speaks, you better quote that quote.
Good morning, YouTube, Facebook. Good morning to you guys. I have been out on vacation. So good morning. I feel a little bit out of the loop, but I'm glad to be here. I am glad to be here. Good morning. Now, if you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're probably going to have to move over to TikTok, because for whatever reason, I don't see comments from Facebook or YouTube. I don't know why I don't see comments from there. I will eventually figure it out, but it's kind of where I am right now. I'm just gonna have to roll with it, because time is limited. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Uncle Pone. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I have been completely out of commission. I spent Friday through Monday on vacation. I kicked off Friday with a birthday party for my daughter. She wanted a pool party. Good morning, confidently shy girl. So a pool party is what she got. And then my family and I went out to DC. Good morning, D. Good morning, Dr. Starnes. Good morning, Chubby Chaser. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that's cute. Good morning. And then this weekend we traveled to DC. This is really the commitment I made to my family was to just spend time focused on the family and relaxing. So I didn't get on my iPad one time. I watched movies, I rested, and I'm so excited about what's to come. And I hope you guys are excited as I am about what's to come. Okay. And the only thing I will say, good morning, Luna, is that I should have taken this break sooner. I wish I would have. I don't do a good job with taking time to rest and to take a break. But good morning, Stephen. I'm already like, okay, when can we plan the next trip? Talk to my husband. When can we plan the next trip? Good morning, Silky. Good morning, Spectrum. Good morning, El Marie. Because it matters. It matters. I feel cared for. Good morning, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I appreciate it. I celebrate all month. I treat my birthday like Black History Month, so I celebrate all month. Good morning, TNT. Good morning, Melino. How are you guys? How are you doing? How you doing, Miss Linda? How you doing, Michelle? How are you guys? What's going on with you? Good morning, Melino. Good morning to you. It was a great weekend, and I will say this: what I like most is my kids are young, and so I like seeing the wonderment, like watching their face light up as they saw new things and experienced new things. They've had a pretty, I call it a plain summer. I didn't put them in any real like 4 or 5 week long camps. We just did 1 week camps this year. And so it was just nice to get them out of the house, out of their routine, and just watching them enjoy all these things that they've never seen before. Right? I enjoyed it. Good morning, Holly House. Yes, I loved it. It was a great trip. I have no complaints. All right, we're back with another edition of Morning Motivations, Tuesday edition. If you haven't been with me, let me give my little spiel. All right, I'm Martine Brown, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I just try to offer you a little hope and encouragement as we navigate this thing called life. All right. Alongside that, we've done a whole bunch of stuff this year. We've done just straight facts and talks. I've gave you strategies and ideas to prep for each month. We've done a book study. We've studied business principles. We have been busy. And listen, I'm not taking my foot off the gas because I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe in what we can do together. All right. So I invite you to join my school community. Go to my profile. It's in my profile. It's a free community, and we'll keep this conversation going even after the call ends. All right. But in this season, this month, we have been looking at the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Excellent book. Wonderful series of chapters that we read last week. And it even gets better. Good morning, Adrian. Good morning, River. The Let Them Theory. If you need your copy, it's in the chat. You can also find it in my Amazon store. All right. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Good morning. I'm glad to have each and every one of you here with me this morning. And we're going to get into this business and talk about a few things. All right. We're going to get into this business and talk about a few things. Today, we're going to talk about something that taps into all of us. All right. The next set of chapters in this book, Mel Robbins focuses on comparison and the role that comparison plays in our lives. Here's a couple of truths that I didn't like to hear. I didn't want to really accept it, but it's true. We're going to always, our human capacity to compare ourselves is always going to exist. So that's the first point. There's a part of us that's going to always be a little jealous of the other person. Those are human emotions, okay? And we have to just first accept that those things are true. That we're always going to find ourselves in moments, in nanoseconds of comparing ourselves to others. And that there may even go as far as to be jealous of other people. But alongside that, there were some other truths that I did not like that I thought she did a great job of communicating. So I want to talk about some of them. If you want to go even deeper, join the community, read the book alongside us. No, you're not behind, because I'm never going to cover so much that you're never going to get the book in this call. All right. I'm just giving you the high notes and some of my perspectives on it and some things we can do in our businesses differently if we take on the let them theory. That's all this is. All right. Chapter 8, she talks about decisions and emotions. Because we've got this issue with, we don't like to tell people no. We're afraid to tell people no. Because even though the no is what's best for us, the decision we make serves us well, it may hurt the other person. It may make the other person feel inadequate or down or upset or angry. And so usually we don't choose ourselves. Put a 1 in the chat if you tend not to always choose yourself, even though the decision is great for you. Okay? Think about those moments over the course of your life where the decision is what's best for you. Okay? But you know that you making that choice is going to make the other person be angry, upset, feel isolated. This rocked me a little bit. I am the queen of trying to figure out how not to tell someone no. It's taken the last 3 years or so for me to get better about choosing me or choosing my business or choosing my project. Even though in doing that, I 100% know the other person's going to be angry, because I don't want people to be angry with me. When I'm honest with myself, and those of you who put that 1, I saw those ones. If you're honest with yourself, you are choosing your own demise in favor of the other person's joy. You chose to eat poison so that they can have the joy, the peace, the comfort that they want. We do it with our kids. For women in particular, we almost consider it a badge of honor how much bitterness we eat so that our kids are happy. All right? We do it. A lot of women do it with their children. We almost take it as a badge of honor that we eat bitterness. We eat our decisions. We make decisions in favor of our children, even though they're not the best decision for ourselves. We do this in our businesses. We choose what our kids have going on and call it the best decision instead of stopping to decide how this business is going to support the entire legacy of your families. We choose the kids. Well, I got kids. We don't get up and exercise. We don't make the right food choices. We're constantly eating our own bitterness so that other individuals feel comfortable. We do it with our spouses, our boyfriends, our girlfriends. We engage in activities we don't like because it'll do what? It's going to make my partner happy. We are insanely quiet about our business because we know it's going to make our spouse uncomfortable. All right? So this idea that you're going to move forward in your business is quite unlikely because you continue to eat other people's decisions. What's best for them? What's going to make them most comfortable? What's going to make sure they're not disappointed in you? Oldest daughters, I'm talking to you. Good morning, Queen Virgo. Oldest daughters, talking to you. You keep making all these decisions that hurt you, but they're best for your siblings. It's what you believe is going to make your parents happy. Talking to you. Oldest sibling to oldest sibling. You done drained your account and ran up your credit cards. Because what? It's going to make someone less disappointed in you. I'm going to let that marinate. Because what the book talks about, good morning, Cece. What this book talks about, and it sounds easy when I say it, but it's hard as heck to actually perform. All right? You got to start making decisions that are best for you and best for you only. My folks out there with these grown kids that you keep putting on the cape to save and know they don't appreciate it and know they're not going to say thank you, but you keep putting that cape on. You don't take no vacations. You don't take no downtime. You done added a second job to your workload because you done added a second job, but all this money that you done spent on your business done went to waste. Because you don't want to disappoint your son or your daughter or your niece and nephew that you took in. You are not responsible for managing other people's disappointment. You are not responsible for managing other people's disappointment. Okay? You're going to have to let them feel it. You're going to have to let them. I have some people in my world that are very upset with me right now. Good morning. I can think of 2 to 3 people that because of decisions I've made or how I'm choosing to interact with them, they mad as hell. They are angry. They're upset. Do you hear me? I can sense the anger. When we do interact, I can feel it. Old me, I would have been trying to fix it. Just call me Miss Fix It. What I got to do to fix it? What I got to do to repair it? What can I do to put it together? Know me? I'm letting them feel their feelings. And I'm finding in my business, the more and more and more I grow my business, I actually am having to say no more. And I hate it. I hate it. But if I don't, then I'm not doing what's in the best interest of my business. And so now I'm having to become comfortable with no. Good morning, Miss Sherilyn. Glad you're here. I'm having to get comfortable with saying no. Okay? And I need you to get comfortable with saying no because you keep eating bitterness in hopes of making other people feel happy and comfortable. Let me put it to you like this. We are out here trying to be the emotional Wi-Fi. We're trying to keep everybody connected, supported, running smooth, and our own signal is dropping. That's what you're doing, essentially. You're trying to be the thread that keeps everybody connected and emotionally sound and grounded and getting what they need. But your signal dropping. You're not filling your own cup. You're not taking care of the things that ultimately you say will give you joy or to create the business legacy that you want. The book talks about riding the wave. Read this chapter, then read it again, so that you have a full understanding of what it means to ride that emotional wave. Okay? Because you have to start making more decisions that are more reflected on what actually makes you happy, not what people think about you. Not because if you choose you, you're going to make someone angry. And for my people, let me pause and talk about caregiving for a second. Good morning, Charlene. Charlene, we're talking about chapter 8 today. Making decisions that ultimately serve us, even though they may hurt other people. But I'm going to pause and talk about caregiving. Over the course of my life, I've been able to caregive to different degrees. The only caregiving I haven't done is like full-scale caregiving, where I was the only caregiver. Okay, I haven't had to do that. That's the truth. But I have been a part of some caregiving processes over the course of my life to varying degrees. And I'm going to say something because it needs to be said. It just hit me to say this, but ride with me. When you're caregiving, please hear me what I say. Walk out of the hospital and take care of yourself. And sometimes the folks in our lives that are ill may look at every time, they may try to create guilt around every time you walk out that hospital door. And I need you to hear from me. Good morning, Mr. Corey. I need you to hear from me. The guilt they are trying to place on you for walking out that door, it's not yours to carry. Your number one decision when you're caregiving for other people should be to take care of yourself. Otherwise, you're going to need 2 beds instead of 1. Okay? It's a decision. You have to choose to leave that hospital for a couple hours, for a night. And whatever happens while you're going, good or bad, is not yours to carry. Because guess what? Newsflash, people, you're only one person. And unless you're the actual doctor or nurse caring for that family or loved one, you are literally limited in what you can do. Get up, walk out, and take care of yourself. I don't know where that came from, but I think I needed to say it. I don't know why. Good morning, Crafty Tay. Good morning, Corey. Today we are talking about comparison, decision-making, and control. All right? Point 1, you got to make decisions that serve you. And you have to accept that in serving you, it will hurt people, and that is okay. They're hurt. Let them hurt. The book even says that someone being angry, disappointed, those emotions are actually healthy. Let's think about that for a second. You were never meant or built to be happy, calm, collected, and content 100% of the time. That was never part of your experience as a human being. So in your business, let's tie this back to the business. It was never set up for the business to go perfectly. So your emotions around your business should be diverse. You should be celebrating when you win. You should be devastated when you lose, and you will. That's all natural. That's part of our experience as human beings. So quit falling apart and ride the emotional wave. And make decisions that are more reflective of what's best for you, instead of consuming bitterness so that others are happy. That was chapter 8. It's a bomb chapter. Bomb chapter. 9 and 10 were kind of interesting. All right. 9 and 10 were kind of interesting. Oh, wait, I left something out. Before we get there, in the chat, if you've got enough characters, I want you to tell me, has there been a decision that you've made recently that's brought you peace? Let me know in the chat. Has there been a time where there's been a decision that you made that has brought you peace? Facebook and YouTube, folks, I can't see any comments. I'll do some tinkering to figure it out. But if you want me to see what you wrote, it's got to be in TikTok. Find me on TikTok at justmartine8. Have you made a decision recently that's brought you peace? Let me know in the chat. Good morning, Southern Owens. Good morning. And then let me read some posts. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see a lot of new names, new faces. Good morning. Give y'all some time to think. Have you made a decision? Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Stella. Good morning, DJ Turntables. Good morning, Heather Feather. I see you, Miss Linda. Good morning, Josie May. Let me pause and talk about Josie May. That's Kimberly. She has a beautiful origin story with how she came up with the name of her business. Longtime business owner. She's got a beautiful sense of style and an eye that beats any other. So if you're looking for someone to help support you, Kim, let me know if you still offer coaching services. I got some people that need some help. I can't help them, but I'd like to connect them to you. Good morning. Let me know. Do you help people put stores together? Let me know if that's something you do. Because I got some people I haven't responded to yet. Same thing, Charlene. If you offer services where you help people put shops together, let me know. I got some people. I'm trying to look and see like who I think might do that. So if you do that, let me know. Make sure you're in my school community. I've got 2 people who need help. I don't have the capacity to do it, but I want to link them to you. Okay, cool. Thanks. Good morning, Naia. All right. I see Miss Linda said that reading this book has brought her peace. I know it's brought me a lot of peace. It's brought me a lot of peace. To your point, to your point, I'm just starting to release a lot of stuff. I've been like a gorilla or a bear, carrying a ton of other people's emotions, beliefs, perceptions about me, about my family, about my current situation. And I really started to let that go. And it's allowed me to see, like, especially people who are angry with me, upset with me, I'm able to see them differently. And I'm working towards, like, praying for them and really having compassion for them, but not allowing their emotional status to shake me the way it used to. All right. So thanks for sharing that, y'all. I appreciate that. All right, so let's talk. 9 and 10, she talks about comparison. Yeah, Miss Linda said releasing other people's drama, right? Right. And when you realize that the drama is their own and you actually don't have to live in it, you got time for a lot of other things. That's for sure. For sure, for sure. Let's see, Miss Josie May says, I'm loving the book. Let them and let me. Right. I like this let me part. I think the let me puts ownership back on me to do something different. Because we're all, I would say we've been talking about like preserving my peace and setting boundaries. That's them Zennial terms. Those are new. Good morning, Bree. Good morning. I would say the last 5 years, that's these new kids' words. I have to set a boundary. I'm protecting my peace, right? But if you don't add this part about let me, then essentially you're sitting in an emotional, a mental, and a physical purgatory. You're not making an actual change that's going to propel you forward long term. And that's the part that's missing. That's the thing we've got to do. All right? We've got to do more work around the let me. Once you figured out the let you. Good morning, Bree. Now, there are a lot of reasons why people are not moving forward in their businesses. There are a lot of reasons why we're spending a lot of money. We've purchased all the subscriptions. We bought all the programs. We're enrolled in all the things. But we don't have a shop. We've made no money. In all actuality, we've maxed out a credit card or two. And we're continuing to spend. Y'all know what stops a lot of us in our tracks? Comparison. Comparison actually can be one of the most irrational actions we can have as a human being. Comparison is our reach for a world where we have no context. Okay? What do I mean when I say that? We're comparing with very little to zero information about it, what it took that person to get there. Okay? All right. Let's go. Judy with the big booty got the job that you wanted at the job. And you spend your time comparing why Judy with the big booty got the job and you didn't. But what you don't know is Judy with the big booty been sleeping with the manager for years. You don't know that. So you're just looking at Judy's work. She doesn't work harder than me. She doesn't do this. But there's this whole thing going on that you know nothing about. Why you're comparing yourself. All right. Let me go here. You barely have a business, but you're comparing yourself to someone who's been in business 10, 15 years. They have knowledge, skills, experience, time on their side. They grew their organizations and their social media when nobody was doing it. But yet, you're literally going, wow, they do this. I don't do this. Well, they have this. I don't have this. Wow, they've made this. I don't make this. I can't beat him. Oh, I had that idea, but they done did it now, so I'm just going to throw the whole product away because they did it, and they did it better than I would. I taught a market research class. Good morning, Diary of Blue. And this happens all the time when I talk about this. You should be looking at your competitors, not to be in competition, but to learn from them. Most people don't even want to barely look at another shop, another store. They don't want to look their way. Why? Because instead of them going, this looks great, I do see some gaps or some things they're not doing that I could do. Instead of them doing that, oh, they shop look better than mine. Oh, look how many sales they got. I only got 5. They got 5,100. You immediately move into this comparison game. And I hate to tell you, playing the game of comparison, always looking at the person next to them to decide that you are less than, is a complete and utter waste of your time. And it is a factor that's keeping you from having the business that you want. And some of you say, well, no, I have imposter. No, you don't. You don't have imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome means that I believe I can do it, but I'm afraid I can't. You don't even believe in you because you're too busy looking at another person. You don't believe in you. You're looking at the other person. You haven't even examined yourself. Not well, and you are wasting time. I like where she goes with this in the book because she flips it. She says, okay, instead of making comparison the bad thing, make comparison your teacher. Okay? You need to learn from other people. Learn from them. Okay? 2 types of comparison. I thought this was super interesting. Upside, which we all do this. All of us do this upside. We always think someone's better. They're ahead of me. They have more money. Here's one I hear from people. Well, you married. You got 2 incomes, so it must be it's easier for you. It's better for you because you married. How do you know? Are you sure? Because last time I checked, you ain't in this marriage with me, so you don't know. I get that one a lot. When you are leading and trying to run your business or live your life, constantly putting someone else up above, always looking up to what you think the Joneses have that's better, eventually become burnout. Or what most of you do, you freeze. You're over editing. And you don't get nothing done. Then you cry about it. Then you talk about your traumas. And then you don't do nothing else different. All right? Yeah, that frozen part. Whoo! That frozen part is a mess. It's a mess. You become paralyzed. But not because you're afraid. Because you were so focused on what the other person you perceive they have, because it don't mean they have it. Let me say it clearly. People are lying. They're not making the money they said they're making. If you really pay attention, what they're offering is not what it is. You're comparing yourself to an entity that may not even be real. So stop it. You are comparing yourself to an entity, to a person, to a brand, to a business that in all actuality, you don't know if they're struggling to make it in the background. I always like to compare this to influencers. Okay? I didn't realize, a friend of mine, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, that some of these influencers, they rent homes. They rent them. So the lifestyle that they're projecting, that ain't even their house. They live in a hotel. It's a whole thing in that industry. How many times have you seen, I can think of at least 3 internet couples where they have portrayed this perfect relationship life. One couple, they killed each other, murder-suicide. But if you looked at all of the content before and all of the content after, all the content before that incident, you would have thought they had it all together. And you're comparing yourself to a reality that may or may not even exist. How can you compare yourself to a shop that has made 10,000 sales when you don't know if they spend money on ads every day? Huh? You don't know if they spend money on ads every day. And you spend no money on ads. It's irrational to compare yourself in that way. Stop it. Let me focus on the business that has potential to pay me. What we don't do enough of, we don't have enough gratitude around the life, the options, and the opportunities that are right there in front of us. I am a big, huge guilty of that. What people don't do enough of, what you're not doing enough of, what I'm not doing enough of, is what they call downward comparison. It's in the book. She goes into it in detail. Put the mirror up. Put the goggles down and put the mirror up. Y'all hear me? Put the goggles down. You all over the place. You looking to see what everybody else got going on. Put the goggles down and put the mirror up. You are blessed. If you're living, if you're breathing, you are blessed. If you turn that light off and on, if you have the actual money to invest in a business, you are blessed. You have blessings you don't even see. Good morning, Robin McClendon. Good morning, Erica. Glad to see you on this good early morning. You've got to start looking around you. There are people who cannot afford the $9 school. They can't afford it. It's more than what they can spend, but you can. There are people who cannot afford a Canva subscription. They don't have $13 a month to devote to it. But you can. And you won't even push out a product. And don't get me started with the $67 a month mid-journey. $60 a month mid-journey. You'd have made all these pictures, but haven't applied one picture to something associated to your business. You're a hobbyist. Nothing wrong with being a hobbyist, but accept that you're a hobbyist and stop comparing yourself to people who are using their art to move their business forward. It's irrational to do that. You and them are not the same. Put the goggles down. Hold the mirror up. You're looking everywhere, but you're not looking at what you have in front of you, what you have access to, and you're not doing that work. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt defeated by someone else's win. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt defeated by someone else's win. Put a 1 in the chat. Let's talk about it for a second. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt defeated by someone else's win. Put a 1 in the chat. I know I have. Baby, I done seen some people get some things, and I'm just like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Drop a 1 in the chat if you ever felt defeated by someone else. There's nothing wrong with it. I know I have. Rocked me. All right? I was rocked. But again, I don't know what happened in the background. And what I'm starting to realize more and more, the more I live in this space of holding up my own mirror, all right? I don't know what the person did to win. I don't know if they lied to win. I don't know if they cheated to win. I don't know if they hurt people to win. I don't know if they use ad money to win. I don't know how hard they work to win. know too much. You don't know enough. So we have to smash this idea. You got to kill it. All right. All of us in there have this. It's that twinge. It's like, it's a little icky. But we've got to work to let them win. Let me focus on the business that's going to create my own wins. Yeah. Kimberly says, you see the glory, but you don't know their story. You don't know. Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. Glad to have you this morning. You don't know what it took. Again, Big Booty Judy. You don't know Big Booty Judy been slipping her way up there. You don't know. It's just a rumor. You don't know. Let me go back and read these notes. Oh, okay. Let's talk about it. Charlene says, it's when they don't have the skills that you have, and they still be winning. Oh, yike. I think I have all women. Men, close your ears if you're out there. Y'all ever saw a man get a job you know he doesn't deserve, and that same man come back to you to ask you for tips and helps them how to do their job because they didn't deserve the job to begin with? Women, close your ears. Men, have you ever saw a woman get a job that you know it was because of connections and who she kikied with, and because you're a man that's married and you don't want to be kikiing like that on the workplace, you don't get the job? Because you trying to be professional and trying not to skin and grin too much. Because she Miss Bubbly Bear, she skin and grin and kiki, she gets the job. All right, I'm an equal opportunity on this. We've got to put the goggles down. All right, put them down. Hold the mirror up. Let them get the job that they don't deserve. Let them lack the skills and the knowledge and have the appearance that they're winning, because it's not really true. And here's what I've learned, because I'm with you, Charlene. This has come up in my life multiple times, where to me, in my perception, not only they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the skills, they don't have the experience. Their behavior is a little twinge, a little cringe, right? Good morning, Timothy. Over time, now if you're a person of faith, you'll say, let God have his way. If you're a person of faith, good morning, V. You're going to say, let the good Lord have his way. All right, people of faith, that's the place that you live from. But what you will find that over time, you will learn that things are not as they seem, and they don't have it together, and probably in a way that you will or never know, they will fail. Bad actors will never last, right? So let me hold that mirror up and really, really take a moment to decide, what can I do to move forward in my life and in my own business? Let them. Let me. All right? You got to. Because they're going to continue to have the appearance of winning. They may even communicate publicly that they're winning. And as far as you know, they crying in the background. You don't know. All right? You don't know. want you to do? I want you to write a let me mantra. If for you, comparison is really something you've been struggling with lately, I want you to write your own. Let the world think that because they've earned X dollars, that it's a great package and offer. Let me determine what's the best product and offer for my audience and push that. Put the goggles down, y'all. You keep looking around when you really need to have that mirror up. I'm gonna tell you what my secret to success has been. This comes up in the book as well, and I really related to it. In my professional life, I've been very successful, whether it's in the brick and mortar space. I feel successful in my online work, not as big as other creators, not as small as other creators, but I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I've had success. I'm gonna tell you the secret, okay? All right. Let me give y'all a beat. Here's the secret. I'm gonna work my ass off every time. I'm a grinder. I don't let up. I'm a grinder. Now, what hurts me in the larger sense is I want all the wheels to run, and I hold myself at too high of a standard that's not realistic for one person to do. I'll tell you both sides. But my secret to sauce is I don't mind working. I do not believe that you can do a little bit and get a long way. I never have. Not in high school, not in college, not in my day job, not as an instructional designer. I work my black ass off. And when you're working hard, you don't have as much time to be around here with these goggles up. When you're putting in that work, when you stop making excuses and you're putting in the work and you're not worried about what the next person has, you're going to get much farther faster. Let me put in the work. Let me be more consistent about my business and what it is I'm trying to do. And you'd be surprised. And if you really hone in on that, man, there's nothing you can't do. So let them doubt you. Let you stay in it. Let them flex if that's what they're doing. I don't know. But you need to flow. Don't worry about them flexing. You flow on your things. All right? If you feel like they think they big stuff, you playing that comparison game, let them show off if that's what you believe they're doing. You need to slow down and execute. So before we wrap today, I want you to take 60 seconds and answer these questions for yourself. All right? Before I hop off, I got some questions I want you to ask yourself. What is stealing your energy this week? I want you to really think about it. What's been stealing your energy? If it's been stealing your energy, it's been stealing your time. And you don't have that mirror up, really focus on fine-tuning what it is you need to do to take care of your business. What decision do you need to make to protect your peace this week? And remember, with protection of peace also comes action. All right? So you don't get to sit down in your cute bubble at your house. That's what it looks like. All right? And how are you going to redirect that business or redirect that energy into your business or your purpose? Okay? You got to redirect the energy. The comparison is draining you of everything. Your time, your energy is draining you. All right? Energy is your real currency. I had to learn that this weekend. I needed to take a break. I saw you, Charlotte. She said, girl, you need to take off more often. I do, don't it? Your energy is your real currency. All right? So my challenge to you this week and every week is to spend it wisely. All right? The excuses are too expensive. The comparison, baby, it's overpriced. The control, you thinking if you compare, it's another way for you to control. It's not in your budget anymore. All right? Let them run their race. Let them do what they're going to do. You have an opportunity to rise. You have an opportunity to realign. Okay? Now, my note says, let you remember the TF you are. But I ain't going to say them words. That's a bit much for me. I don't cuss like that online. Let you remember who you are. Let you remember who you are. You are worthy. Your business is worthy. Make the content. Go on your websites and talk about it. Go into your communities and talk about it. You are worthy. You're meant for this. You are good at it. If you're holding up the mirror, you can see that. But as long as you're walking around here with a pair of goggles, looking around at everybody else is doing, you can't see nothing about yourself. That's my word. That's all I got for y'all today. Let me look at my numbers. Oh, I hit almost a little under a mile and a half. I like it. All right, this week, put a 1 in the chat if this conversation helped you navigate. Put a 1 in the chat if this conversation helped you navigate this week. Oh yeah, I have really potty mouth off mine, but I try not to do that, because everybody, I got a wide age range on here, and I don't want to be, I try to, keep it professional. Put a 1 in the chat if this conversation helped you. I hear you, Eric. I needed your wisdom in my ear. It wasn't meant for Sunday. It was meant for today. All right. I see the ones coming in. Okay, good. See the ones coming in. Yes. All right. Put the goggles down. Let's hold the mirror up. Let's get serious. No more excuses. No more excuses. All right. Yeah. Charlene says, this conversation allowed me to acknowledge growth in myself. Yes. Y'all around here looking around at other people and shit, you got it going on. One Mind, Body, and Soul said, yes, I try to be mindful. I try to be demure on the people's internet. I do. I try. Good morning, Sharon. I do. It's not often. I feel like there's something coming. Well, Charlene stayed with some good stuff coming. Side note, Charlene also has a song out. It's on Apple Music. Make sure you're following her. Go check out her content. Yeah, she be doing it. Good morning, Shauna. I love that your intent is to inspire. So is mine too. That's my intent. All right. We're going to have a good week. Good rest of the week. I will not be here tomorrow. That's why I did today. I got to go see the doctor tomorrow. I just don't know how I'm going to be feeling when it's over. So I'm going to chill tomorrow. That means I ain't doing Thursday. But I will be back Friday. I'm going to be checking in with you guys Friday. I'm going to be asking you how you've been handling this thief called comparison. I'm going to be asking you about it Friday. Because comparison slips in. It's like a thief in the night. It slips in on us. Okay? We're going to celebrate wins Friday. Okay. Things in the school community. I adjusted our reading because I did miss yesterday and I'm going to miss tomorrow. So I adjusted the reading. So make sure you update your calendar based on that. If you're not in the school community, click on my profile, go to my profile page, join the school community, because we're gonna keep this conversation going. Okay, y'all, I'm a one-person show, so I know the school may have felt a little dead. It's because I'm learning and I'm growing. So I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna build this thing brick by brick. I don't have a team. I wish I could, but I don't. So I'm gonna build it one at a time. So just be patient with me, and we're gonna grow this thing. And we're going to build a community of people that positively pour into each other and are working to move the bricks, one brick at a time, to being better in their businesses. That's what I'm doing for myself. I'm just locking arms with you so we can do it together. So make sure you're in the school community. All right? Make sure you're in the school community so that you can get that additional support. Okay? I'm also the 1/3 of the team TRM. That's Talia, Regina, and Martine. The three of us are just a creative group who combine our services and products to offer you the most value. That's all we do. All right. So this week, Talia is going to be leading a co-working session through our Patreon subscription. We'd love to have you. All right. Then Sunday, we're going to be back with Sundays with TRM. That is it's about a 2-hour, 2.5-hour show where we feature panelists. We talk products, we talk AI, we talk crafting, we talk business, we talk trends. We love to have you. Charlene, I think I saw an entry. I can't wait to have you as a panelist. We can't wait. Infinite Rocket Power, if you've never been on, I know you got something in you. Let me know. All right? Because I know you've got products and services that you sell. All right? Put them goggles down. Put them glasses down. Put them spectacles down. All right? Hold the mirror up. Let's look at what you could be doing to build the best business and the best community for yourself. All right? We got to do it, y'all. We got to do it. All right. That's it for me. If you need me, check with me in the community. Okay, Erica, you finna be walking? Come on, sis. Come on, sis. Come on. We got to keep that heart disease down. We got to keep that blood pressure down. Come on. Those of you that are new, walking is welcome, but it's never required. Okay? So those of you that are new, it's welcome, but it's never required. Okay? All levels of movement are accepted, including 0. Okay? But I'd love to have you walk with me, all right? All right. Other things. So school starts for my kids in August. And so I know that there's going to be a time change. We won't be doing this 7 to 15 time slot. We will not be doing this time slot. And so it'll be later. It'll probably be more to 7:45. I just got to wait and see what time the bus runs for my kids. And once I know that, I'm going to change the time so that we're all kind of get ready. And that will be the time for the most part for the year. I'm praying that I can get back to like my 7:40, 7:45 spot. But y'all know, I'm just a working wife and mama trying to make it work. So keep a lookout on that. The time will change. We won't be doing this 7:15 once school starts, but I'll probably start as soon as I know when their bus schedule is. Then I'll know we can switch back to our regular time. Okay. If you need the replay, it will also be in the school community. I've been trying to get those out to you guys as quickly as possible. And then those of you that need help and support, again, just make sure that you are in the community. All right. I will see you guys Friday. Have a great rest of your day. Put the goggles down, hold the mirror up. No excuses. You got this.